Beloved soul, there are no accidents here, and if these words are meeting you right now, it is because something unseen has been moving toward you for longer than you realize. This moment was arranged. Heaven has not been silent about what surrounds your life, and tonight, the call for your attention is clear and steady, because something hidden can no longer remain buried. A truth connected to your partner has surfaced publicly, and its emergence is not gentle, not subtle, and not meaningless. You may feel a tightening in your chest even hearing this, and that is because your spirit already knows what your mind has been shielded from for far too long. This is not a rumor, not a game, and not a story meant to disturb you without purpose. It is a serious unveiling, one that could shake you if you were left to face it alone, but you are not. You have been held back from the full picture until your strength could catch up with what you are about to see. For a long time, silence was used to confuse you, half-truths to keep you doubting yourself, and unanswered questions to make you feel like something was wrong with you. But that season is ending. The quiet has broken. What slipped into the open did so because it had to, because lies had wrapped too tightly around your life and were quietly draining you. Truth does not arrive to destroy you, even though it may sting when it first touches the skin. Freedom often hurts at the moment the chains fall, and clarity can ache when masks are torn away. Yet beneath that pain is release, and beneath that shock is sight. You were never meant to remain bound, never meant to spend more years giving your heart to something built on deception. What has come to light did not escape by chance. It was allowed, guided, and timed with care. Heaven intervened because your love is deep, your loyalty is strong, and you would have kept hoping long past the point of safety. Now you are being steadied, strengthened, and quietly prepared for what is about to be revealed, with protection standing close as you step into a truth that will change everything. Here is the deeper truth. It lands heavy because it names what so many have carried in silence. The one you trusted most, the one you let see your inner world, was living a life you were never meant to touch. A hidden existence carefully kept from you because it would have shattered the image they needed you to believe. You sensed their wounds, their fears, the struggles they admitted to, yet beneath that was a layer you were deliberately excluded from, a shadowed space where choices were made that broke more than trust. They violated the covering that once surrounded what you shared. The evidence now exposed did not appear to humiliate you, but to confirm what your spirit has been whispering for a long time, that the late nights, the emotional distance, the sudden coldness, the moments you felt pushed away when you asked for honesty were never random flaws or misunderstandings. They were signals of a divided life. Stay with this. You were never wrong for feeling uneasy, and you are not responsible for the secrecy someone else chose. You showed up with sincerity, loyalty, and an open heart, while they chose concealment, and under heaven's watch, nothing built on darkness is permitted to last. What you are witnessing now is not chaos, it is alignment. The ancient truth being fulfilled, that what is done out of sight will eventually be brought into the open, and what was whispered in hidden rooms will find its voice in the light. The exposure unfolding did not require force. It arrived through the very systems meant to conceal, because justice does not always knock quietly, and fairness often enters publicly when private correction was ignored. Your tears were not wasted, your late-night prayers were not overlooked, and every moment you asked for clarity without knowing what form it would take has been answered. Now listen carefully. This revelation hurts not because it is cruel, but because it is precise, cutting away illusion so sight can return. You are not being destroyed by what you are learning. You are being freed from what was slowly draining you without your consent. Love that keeps you blind is not love, and devotion that demands silence in the face of harm is not faithfulness. What is breaking right now is not you. It is the chain that held you in confusion. You may grieve, you may shake, you may feel anger and sorrow pass through you like waves, and all of that is allowed, but this is not where you collapse. This is where you rise differently. There is a pattern heaven follows, one that has repeated across generations, where exposure precedes restoration and truth clears the ground for something stronger to grow. Do not rush to explain yourself, and do not let others rewrite what is already confirmed within you. Hold the truth with steadiness, not rage, and wait until wisdom, not emotion, tells you when to move. This moment is not the loss of your story, it is the opening of it. You loved genuinely, and that was never foolish. You trusted because your heart was capable of depth, and now you are being invited to reclaim that heart with strength instead of sacrifice. What feels like an ending is the snapping of restraint, the opening of a door that was locked from the inside, and while the cut stings, the healing that follows will rebuild you in ways the past never could. What is falling away was never real enough to last, and what is ahead carries truth, endurance, and light, because heaven does not expose to harm, it exposes to heal, and what hurts now is already becoming the ground where something honest and lasting will grow. His moment carries urgency, not because you are in danger, but because delay would pull you back into confusion that has already cost you enough. Love does not require blindness, and devotion does not demand silence in the face of deception. What comes next will not add more pain, but it will change how you see everything that already happened. This is not something to laugh off or rush to explain, because what is unfolding now is delicate, intentional, and meant to be handled with care rather than noise. You are being asked to stay quiet for a reason, not out of fear, but out of protection, because this revelation is not gossip or drama. It is a sacred cutting away, like careful surgery, where what is infected is exposed so it can finally be healed. If you move too fast, if you scatter your words or seek quick agreement, you risk letting confusion speak louder than truth. And those who twist stories have always been skilled at sounding convincing. This is a season for stillness, for letting clarity arrive in layers, for allowing what is hidden to reveal itself without you chasing it or forcing explanations that will never satisfy your spirit anyway. Come inward, not outward, because peace that cannot be shaken is waiting there, and it does not depend on anyone else validating what you already know deep down. And now listen. You will not need to hunt for proof or obsessively search for answers, because what has been concealed will surface naturally through dreams that linger, conversations that land too precisely, signs that repeat until they can no longer be ignored, and messages that find you without effort. Your first response may be raw, tears, anger, trembling, disbelief. But beneath that rush there will be an unexpected calm, a quiet recognition where your spirit exhales and says at last, the confusion has a name. Once truth is named, it loses its ability to torment you in silence. This moment is not the collapse of your life or the death of love. It is the beginning of purification, the clearing away of what could never support the future meant for you. What tried to bind you through illusion has been confronted because your heart carries strength, and aligned love makes you powerful in ways opposition fears. Distractions, betrayals, and half-truths were never random. They were attempts to keep your spirit tied down while you kept giving fully. But those restraints are being cut now. Even if it aches at first, you are not losing yourself here. You are being returned to yourself. You are not being pushed aside or corrected harshly. You are being repositioned, refined, and prepared for a love that does not hide, distort, or crumble under pressure. You asked for honesty over comfort, for truth over illusion, and that request was heard. What has surfaced may wound your heart, but it also ends a cycle that could have followed you for years. From this, you will rise with clearer sight, steadier judgment, and a deeper trust in your own inner warnings. You will recognize the quiet signals sooner, honor them without guilt, and refuse to betray yourself again. Nothing about this exposure diminishes your worth. It restores your freedom. Stay present, stay grounded, and let understanding unfold gently, because this is not the end, it is the threshold, and everything ahead is beginning to move. This unveiling is not punishment, it is passage, the threshold into the next movement of your life, where deception loses its grip and clarity finally has room to breathe. What is collapsing now are not just lies, but the weight you were never meant to carry, the silent endurance, the self-doubt you absorbed while trying to love faithfully in a space that was never fully honest with you. The truth cuts sharply, yes, but it is sacred in its purpose, because once the dust settles, you will recognize that you were never abandoned, only shielded until freedom could arrive without destroying you. God did not step away during the silence. He stood between you and deeper harm, allowing exposure to do what endurance never could. This is the moment where release begins, where your heart is finally allowed to put down what it held out of loyalty, hope, and love. And soon you will look back with steady eyes and say it hurt deeply, but it rescued me. It ended something, but it gave birth to everything that mattered. And now, listen. This is not a scene you can skip or postpone, because timing has reached a decisive edge and the unseen has aligned to bring what was hidden directly before you. The truth tied to your partner is surfacing in ways you cannot unsee, not to shame you, but to sever chains that were quietly binding your future. Heaven has waited patiently, watching smiles that concealed fractures, words that sounded kind but masked absence, promises that never held weight, and it has seen every ounce of devotion you gave without reserve. You poured yourself out in trust, in prayer, in loyalty, while another narrative unfolded behind your back, a life you were never invited into, but deeply affected by. Heaven recorded what you never saw, the conversations, the exchanges, the double face shown to the world, and now what lived in shadow has been pulled into light with precision. This was not random exposure, it was intervention, because your path cannot continue while tethered to falsehood. Do not tell yourself you can look away and come back later, because truth does not wait quietly once it is released. Even if you try to soften it or delay it, it will press against your spirit until seeing becomes unavoidable, because you cannot step forward into what has been prepared while holding on to something untrue. You cannot carry blessing while gripping betrayal, and you cannot claim healing while remaining blind. This message is not noise, not coincidence, not something meant for someone else. It has found you because your season has shifted and awareness is now required. You may feel the intensity in your chest, the urgency in your breath, because this is the moment when heaven leans close, insisting that what nearly broke you is also what will free you. The secret has escaped its hiding place, spilling into spaces you never imagined. And even as fear urges you to turn away, love asks you to stand still and look. This confrontation is not cruelty, it is mercy sharpened by timing, because you are not meant to live another chapter in confusion. What is being revealed will shake you, but it will also restore your vision, and when the truth stands fully formed before you, you will understand that this was not the end of your story, but the exact point where it finally became honest. Do not leave yet. The part that explains why this had to happen has not been spoken. This secret was never meant to ruin you, even if at first it feels like the ground has vanished beneath your feet, because what is happening now is designed to release you, not to crush you. What has surfaced is heaven lifting what was buried too long in shadow, and while the truth may sting your heart for a moment, it will never shatter your soul. What looks like collapse is actually a doorway. What feels like betrayal is becoming the soil where something stronger will grow. You are held, guarded, and surrounded by light, even when words spoken by others feel sharp and exposure burns like fire, because flames do not consume what is protected. You are not walking through this alone, you are being accompanied step by step, and every secret revealed is one less weapon left in the hands of deception. God chose this moment with precision, not because you failed, but because love refuses to let you keep living inside illusions that slowly drain your life. Anger may rise in your chest, grief may tighten your breath, questions may swirl without answers, and none of that disqualifies you. Let those feelings move through you without trapping them inside, because pretending strength only delays healing. The pain is real, but so is restoration. The betrayal is real, but so is justice unfolding. This exposure is not punishment. It is protection arriving just in time, a mask being removed so you do not walk further into darkness unaware. You asked for clarity when confusion exhausted you. You prayed for truth when silence became unbearable. And even though the answer arrived shaking your emotions, it arrived because it was time. Now listen. Do not minimize what you are seeing. Do not excuse what has been shown. And do not turn away simply because it hurts. Because heaven reveals only when freedom is ready to meet you. What leaked into the open is evidence of what was withheld in quiet spaces. And while others may see chaos, God sees deliverance. You are not being undone. You are being awakened. You are not being humiliated. You are being vindicated. You are not being abandoned. You are being repositioned. This is not the end of your life. It is the beginning of one built on light, where deception cannot root and truth no longer hides. You may say your heart cannot endure this pain, yet it can, because strength is being poured into it even as it cracks. The love you gave was never wasted, even when given to someone unworthy, because every act of love has been recorded, every tear counted, and every sacrifice seen, and what was given in purity will return to you transformed, honored, and multiplied in time. Do not turn away from what is being revealed. even if every instinct in you wants to escape, because this moment asks you to stand still and remain present, knowing that it is through this unveiling that what once bound you is finally losing its grip. The truth rising now is not here to shame you, but to release you, and the heartbreak you feel is not the end of your strength, but the beginning of its rebuilding. Let this land. There is a future ahead of you that remains untouched by this deception, glowing and intact, and nothing that has surfaced has the power to contaminate what is meant for you. You may feel close to collapsing, but heaven is not distant or indifferent. It is aligned with you, steady and attentive, and nothing about this has caught God unaware. What you are facing was seen long before it reached your awareness. Every hidden struggle, every avoided confession, every moment secrecy tried to survive on silence. And there came a point where it could no longer continue without destroying you from the inside. That is why it was allowed to break open, not to wound you further, but to end a cycle that was draining your life. Shame may try to whisper that others will judge you, that laughter or blame will follow, yet those voices do not define your story and never held authority over it. Now listen. Your worth is not being debated here. It is being defended, and what is happening is not your fall, but your rise into wholeness. You are invited to bring every raw emotion into God's presence, without editing yourself, without apology, because honesty is not weakness here, it is the doorway to healing. There is no need to rush into explanations or defenses, because stillness will allow justice to move more cleanly than reaction ever could. Let heaven carry this weight for you, and watch how even public exposure can be reshaped into deliverance, not only for you, but for others who will recognize their own story in yours. Compassion surrounds you now, not despair, and the depth of your love is known and honored, even as this revelation cuts deeply. What you cannot yet see is that this pain is disguising a breakthrough, that protection often arrives wrapped in shock, and that miracles sometimes wear the clothing of loss. You are not being left in this place. You are being rebuilt with intention, healed until freedom replaces tears, and guided through a sacred interruption that clears the way forward. Stand tall, remain open, and trust that you are held securely, because what is painful now is necessary, and what is necessary now is leading you toward lasting light. God says, "Let the weight fall from your shoulders now, because you do not need to fix yourself, explain yourself, or carry anything extra to be worthy of what is unfolding. You are not behind, you are not lacking, and you are not required to perform strength in this season. You are invited to pause, to soften your breath, and to let your body know that it is safe to stop pushing. Alignment right now looks like choosing simplicity over effort, choosing presence over reaction, choosing rest over urgency. You may allow yourself to begin with something very small, like sitting quietly for a few minutes without reaching for answers, letting your hands rest open instead of clenched, or stepping outside to feel the ground beneath your feet and remember where you are. Trust does not ask you to understand everything. It simply invites you to stop wrestling with what you cannot control. Release can be as gentle as noticing when your thoughts start replaying the same story and choosing to place your attention somewhere kinder, perhaps on your breathing, on a comforting sound, or on a short phrase of prayer spoken without force. You don't need to resolve the pain right now or make sense of the future. You are allowed to let God hold the unanswered parts while you take care of your nervous system and your heart. Rest may look like going to bed earlier without guilt, eating slowly, or saying no to conversations that feel too heavy, not because you are weak, but because discernment is growing in you. Receiving in this season might be as quiet as accepting support without explaining yourself, or allowing moments of peace to exist without questioning whether they will last. You are not being asked to do more, but to do less with more trust, to place your energy where it is protected rather than where it is drained. God is already moving pieces you cannot see, already speaking in places you are not present, already untangling what you no longer need to manage. You do not have to chase clarity or force healing. Both are approaching you in their own time. Stay close to what feels grounding. Stay honest with your emotions without letting them run the future, and allow yourself to be led gently instead of pushed. God says you do not need to understand the whole path. You do not need to predict the outcome, and you do not need to control what comes next, because what is meant for you will arrive at the right moment, carried by grace, without strain, without delay, and without you having to prove anything at all. What you have felt moving through you as these words unfolded is real, and it carries meaning, even if it has no clear shape yet, because recognition often arrives before understanding. Nothing here was imagined, misplaced, or accidental. What has been spoken has already been received, marked, and set into motion beyond what the eyes can see, and it does not require you to manage or force its outcome. If you are still here in this moment, it is not because you waited out of habit, but because something within you recognized its own truth and chose to remain present. This message did not pass through you. It settled where it was meant to land, and what has been acknowledged is now active, quietly working in ways that do not announce themselves, but do not fail. This is not a conclusion, but a crossing, the soft edge between what has been and what is beginning to take form, and what comes next will reveal itself gradually, with clarity that arrives in its proper order. As it is written, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day, and that light does not rush." Carry this moment gently with you, without urgency or resistance, and step forward without needing certainty, knowing that what has begun will continue to unfold in grace, and that you may go now in quiet assurance, awake, held, and expectant. Let us settle gently into prayer, knowing we are safe in this moment. Faithful and loving God, we come before you, not striving or fearing, but resting in the truth that you have been present all along, guiding quietly, arranging what we could not see, and guarding what we could not protect on our own. We thank you for the unseen work already completed, for the timing that was never late, and for the care that surrounded this life even in seasons of confusion, silence, and endurance. Thank you for the seeds of love, faithfulness, and obedience that were sown without recognition, in moments when hope was tested and trust felt costly, yet you recorded every act, every tear, every quiet yes spoken in the dark. We acknowledge that what is unfolding now is not chaos but order, not loss but release. And we offer this turning season back to you with open hands. We ask for peace that settles the body and steadies the heart, for clarity that does not rush but gently illuminates each next step, and for readiness that comes from trust rather than pressure. Teach this soul to walk forward without needing to control outcomes, to listen without fear, and to remain grounded as truth continues to rise. As it is written, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. And we receive that promise now as a covering, not as a demand. We place into your care what cannot yet be understood, what still aches, and what is still becoming, confident that you do not waste pain and you do not abandon your work midway. Bless this home with rest, this mind with stillness, and this spirit with quiet courage, so that alignment may deepen naturally and healing may continue without force. We dedicate the next unfolding chapter to you, trusting that you will lead with wisdom, compassion, and light, and that nothing meant for this life will be delayed or lost. We thank you for being near in ways both felt and unfelt, for walking alongside without accusation, and for remaining faithful as this transformation continues. And now, with gratitude, we thank you for praying here together, for sharing this sacred space of trust and surrender. Remember that you are not alone as you go forward, and may you carry this peace gently with you until we part, resting in the assurance that you are held, guided, and accompanied every step of the way. If you feel a quiet nudge to speak, you are welcome to let your words rest in the comments below, not to explain yourself, but to be honest. You may share a hope you are carrying, a pain that has stayed hidden, a fear you have never named, or a question you have been holding in silence. There is no pressure to say more than you are ready to say. What is written with sincerity is already seen by God, and no prayer formed from the heart is ever ignored. As you release these words, remember you are not alone. You are being held, guided, and met with love right where you are.